Being a 3PL is a labor arbitrage business. You have your fixed costs, then you have your labor. That labor costs you $1.85 to service the order. You charge your customer $2.85. You take home $1. To get that $1 margin, you have to do these 5 things. Number 1, have good labor force utilization. So if you're 30% below capacity one day, which means maybe people are doing work, but they could actually get out 30% more orders with the amount of staff you have. And then the next day you're paying overtime, that's going to kill your margin. Number 2, when people are working, they need to keep going. They need to be in the process. So if what happens is they can pick 150 units per hour when things are working, but they keep getting stopped. And when they stop, you're burning money. So you need to make sure that people keep moving. Number 3, sticking to an efficient process. So if your team isn't following the process, which happens a lot where warehouses know what to do, but they end up reverting to an easier approach. If your labor cost goes up by 10%, your profit margin goes down by 30%. So you need to define the process, and you need to make sure that your team is trained on it and sticks to it. Number 4, capture all the money you've earned. Now that may sound trivial, but it's a problem that we see in a lot of 3PLs. Typical example will be you bill your client $45 an hour to offload a trailer or do a special project, and you offload the trailer and you do a special project. But your warehouse team is typically not very good at marking down hours on a sheet. So you end up doing the work, earning the money, your customer is willing to pay you the money, but you don't bill them because you didn't mark it down. The other example of that is simply your billing system misses charges that should be passed on to the customer, such as if you get like a delivery area surcharge that comes in later, or wrong address or things like that where you need to go back to the customer and get it. You need to make sure you're getting all that money because your margin is not high. You can make good profit, but margin is low. So if you're bleeding money on uncaptured revenue, that's going to hurt a lot. And lastly, you need to understand what it costs you in labor to serve each individual client. If you're taking a heuristic, you're just sort of saying, hey, this customer seems hard, it probably costs a little more, or this customer is easy, it probably costs me a little bit less in labor than the average, you're probably underestimating the difference from the average that certain customers are. Now you can get actual data for what it costs you in labor to serve each individual client in the ShipHero labor cost dashboard, which is brand new and something I'm really excited about. So what you'll find is there's some customers that are costing you more than you think in labor, and they're now priced at 0 profit or negative profit. And there's other customers where you thought it was, it cost me $1.20 to serve this customer, and it actually costs you 70 cents. That is really important because you go to the customer who you think you're losing money on now that you know, or you're not making any money on it, you reprice them, and it gives you the confidence that if that customer walks away, you didn't actually lose any money. If anything, you might be making more money because you were serving them for free and you had all the headaches. And in that other customer where you're like, hey, I have actually much more margin than I think, that allows you to protect that customer, whether that's with more service or with lower price increases, so that no one else can take that customer from you, because that's your moneymaker, right? That's your customer that has super high margin. You want to make sure you hold on to those. So the labor cost dashboard is very valuable, and it's something you're going to use every day to help you understand how you're making money, where you're making money, where you're not, and really project your business for what type of customers you want, where you want to grow it, which relationships you want to invest in, which potentially you want to move out if you're running out of space. Now, if this all sounds great and you're not a ShipHero customer, please reach out to someone from our sales team. We'd be happy to engage, show you our buildings, show you how we do it, demo the product, and really talk through the value of using our software. If you are a ShipHero customer and you're like, hey, I'm struggling with some of these things, also reach out to your salesperson. We have consulting services that can come on site, help you set up, training, whether in person or remote. You can come to our facilities as well to do training. And we also recommend outside consultants. So we're here to help you as a 3PL win. The tools we use in our buildings are the exact same tools we make available to all our 3PL clients. And we think we have a pretty good understanding of how to make money in this business, and we want to share. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. And like I said, reach out to your salesperson if we can help.